Hey everyone, welcome back to Campus Talks. I'm Ethan.
And I'm Olivia. Welcome back, everyone.
So today we're talking about something very serious.
Very serious, very stressful, and very real.
Exams.
And late-night study sessions.
Just hearing that makes me tired.
Same. I can already feel the stress.
Okay, let's start with a simple question. Do you like exams?
No,
That was fast.
because it's honest.
Fair enough. I don't like exams either, but I kind of understand why they exist.
Yes, they test our understanding, but the pressure is too much sometimes.
Especially when all exams are in the same week.
That is the worst situation.
How do you usually feel before an exam?
I feel nervous, and I overthink everything.
Like what?
Like, did I study enough? What if the questions are difficult? What if I forget everything?
That's very relatable.
What about you?
I try to stay calm, but honestly, I panic a little too.
You panic?
Just a little, especially the night before the exam.
Ah, yes, the night before.
The most stressful night.
And the longest night.
Do you study late at night?
Yes, sometimes, especially when I feel unprepared.
Same. I tell myself, okay, just one more chapter.
And suddenly it's 2 a.m.
Exactly.
Do you actually focus at that time?
Not really. I read the same page 3 times.
That happens to me too.
Late night studying sounds productive, but sometimes it's not.
Yes, because we're already tired.
Do you prefer studying at night or in the morning?
I prefer studying in the morning. My mind is clearer.
That's a good strategy.
What about you?
I'm more of a night person, but I know it's not always effective.
At least you're honest.
Do you have any study habits before exams?
Yes, I like to make a study plan.
That sounds very organized.
I try to divide the material into smaller parts.
That's smart.
And I review my notes regularly.
I wish I did that.
What do you do instead?
I study everything at the last minute.
That is not a good strategy.
I know, but somehow I still do it.
That explains your stress.
Probably.
Do you drink coffee when you study at night?
Yes, too much coffee.
Same.
It helps me stay awake, but sometimes I feel even more anxious.
Yes, caffeine can increase anxiety.
So maybe not too much.
Moderation is important.
Do you study alone or with friends?
I prefer studying alone
Why?
because I can focus better.
That makes sense.
But sometimes I study with friends to discuss difficult topics.
That's a good balance.
What about you?
I like studying with friends, but we don't always study.
You mean you talk more than you study?
Exactly.
That sounds fun, but not effective.
Yes, but it helps reduce stress.
That's true.
Speaking of stress, how do you deal with exam stress?
I try to take short breaks.
Like what?
Listening to music, walking, or just relaxing for a few minutes.
That sounds healthy.
Also, I try to sleep enough.
That's important.
Lack of sleep makes everything worse.
I agree, but sometimes I still sleep late.
Try to improve that.
I will try.
Do you ever feel blank during an exam?
Yes, it's the worst feeling.
You studied, but suddenly you forget everything.
Exactly.
What do you do in that situation?
I take a deep breath and try to relax.
That's a good strategy.
Then I start with the easier questions.
Yes, that helps build confidence.
What about you?
I do the same, and I try not to panic.
That's important.
Panic makes it worse.
After the exam, how do you feel?
Relieved.
Same.
But sometimes I start overthinking again.
Like checking your answers in your head?
Yes,
That's dangerous.
I know.
I try not to think about it too much.
That's the best way.
So let's give some advice.
Okay.
First, don't wait until the last minute.
Second, make a simple study plan.
Third, take breaks and don't overwork yourself.
And finally, get enough rest.
Exams are important, but your health is more important.
Exactly.
So if you're preparing for exams right now,
Good luck.
stay calm.
And believe in yourself.
You can do it.
All right, that's all for today's episode.
We hope you enjoyed this discussion.
And found it helpful.
See you in the next episode.
Bye.